Have you ever tried to tell someone the truth about the system, only to realize that they were not ready to hear it? Maybe they called you crazy, maybe they got defensive, or maybe they just shut you down altogether. If this has ever happened to you, then that means that you have experienced the Agent Smith effect. The Agent Smith effect occurs when a member of society defends its social constructs by invalidating the idea that they are in fact socially constructed. For example, pink being for girls and blue being for boys is a socially constructed idea because in reality, these are just meaningless colors. It is our society that assigns meaning to them. Or another example, December 25th being a holiday is a socially constructed idea because in reality, it's just another day. It is our society that decides that that day is special, and so it is. As my husband says, a shared delusion becomes reality. People believe that these social constructs are real. And because we live in a system of social constructs, unless someone has taken the time to unprogram and unlearn, that system also lives in them. And if it's threatened, it will defend itself. The Agent Smith effect gets its name from the movie The Matrix. In the movie, Agent Smith is a defender of the system. Smith began as an agent, an AI program in the Matrix, programmed to keep order within the system by terminating those who would bring instability to the simulated reality. In the movie, Agent Smith is able to take over or possess anyone's body who is still tapped in and attack anyone who poses a threat to the existing system. Anyone who's in the system has the potential to become an Agent Smith. The very people that you are trying to enlighten, inform, and free are the same people who will defend the system that wants to keep them uninformed and in the dark. This is the Agent Smith effect. 1 minute you're at the coffee shop having a normal conversation with a friend or family member until you mention something like money isn't real. And then up pops Agent Smith to replace the person you were just having a conversation with, ready to defend the system of societal constructs that often keeps them disempowered. So, has this ever happened to you? Because it's happened to me.
Earth is not a spinning ball of water. It is a flat, enclosed space. And it is surrounded by a firmament. We are under a dome, and the top of the dome is blue. You don't access space by shooting a rocket ship into the sky. You access space through the ocean. The firmament is made of diamond, and that is where diamonds are actually mined from. Dragons and giants were actually real, and dinosaurs are a made-up hoax. Many animals and plants in the natural world are actually man-made creations. All celebrities are puppets of the government, and they are here to push agendas and to influence our decision-making. The government is trying to kill you slowly and expensively from the moment you are born.
There's a theory that we haven't ever been to outer space because of a transparent barrier that surrounds our entire world, and that past this barrier isn't open space or a vacuum, but water. Now, it all might sound crazy, but back in 1962, the US government launched a couple of nukes into the sky to allegedly test out the atmosphere's reaction to them, or that's what they want us to believe. But some say they were actually trying to see if they could crack that invisible barrier. Ironically enough, this program was called Operation Fishbowl. This theory is further speculated, as many have said that if you look at the stars with your own eyes, or zoom in on them with a camera, it seems to be twinkling or shining through a liquid-like substance. As rocket enthusiasts have observed, that rockets we have launched do seem to hit an invisible ceiling that causes a ripple-like effect that you would see in water.
The infinite ice wall that surrounds the flat Earth.
Why has nobody been to the moon in such a long time?
That's not an 8-year-old's question. That's my question. I want to know, but I think I know. Because we didn't go there, and that's the way it happened. And if it didn't happen, it's nice to know why it didn't happen, so in the future, if we want to keep doing something, we need to know why something stopped in the past that we wanted to keep it going. But I think I know. Because we didn't. Because we didn't. Because we didn't.
I'd go to the moon in a nanosecond. The problem is we don't have the technology to do that anymore. We used to, but we destroyed that technology, and it's a painful process to build it back.
Okay, I absolutely understand that everyone has their own set of beliefs and what they follow, and I respect that. But in my own opinion, I think that not believing in a creator is the most ignorant way that you could go about life. So you think that we are just a meaningless and accidental speck in the universe that just happened to gain consciousness and awareness somewhere along the path of evolution? That is exactly what the elite in power want us to think, because if we actually woke up and realized that we were created for a purpose and a reason, then it would unite us all and their whole game would be over. The easiest way for them to control us is to convince us that we are and always have been powerless. We have way more power than we think, but we are divided in every aspect and poisoned from every direction to keep us from reaching our potential as a species. Why do you think that processed foods are full of chemicals? They don't even hide it, just research any of the ingredients that are listed on the back. Why do you think that every single story you see on the news is tragic and horrific? And why do you think that we are reminded every single day about how many people are dying from natural disasters or diseases? Why do you think that serial killer documentaries are pushed so hard on Netflix? They want us living in a state of fear and panic so that we don't wake up and realize what the heck is actually going on in the world. Why do you think that when you go to your doctor with symptoms, they immediately prescribe you medication without even trying to get to the root of the problem? A patient cured is a customer lost. They don't care about our health. They want you and the rest of the population hooked on medications that have hundreds of side effects for the rest of our lives. And it's a win-win for them. They keep us in a state of low vibration with these toxic medications, and they have customers for life. Do you think they keep coming out with new and improved cell phones every single year? They aren't inventing those new features. They already have that technology. They're just slowly leaking it into the public so that we always have something to look forward to. They want to keep us distracted and wanting more, because if we were actually happy with what we have, we would realize that we don't need them. Why do you think we have to go to school all day every day just to graduate, and then go to our job all day every day just to exist? They purposely make it hard for us to live because they want us distracted by these surface level problems so we don't take a step back and question the system.
I'm about to blow your mind. The outer core, inner core, and mantle of the Earth is a hypothesis. I've spoken to my geology professor about this. The entire concept is a hypothesis. We don't actually know. We assume that the mantle is 80% magnesium because we take samples from volcanoes and things like that. We assume that there's a liquid outer core because S waves, which can't pass through a liquid, are bouncing off somewhere random within the middle of the Earth instead of passing right through. And we assume that the outer core and the inner core is mostly iron because of the magnetic polarity of the Earth. But did you know that scientists have actually tried numerous times to dig through the crust into the mantle to find actual evidence that it exists, but we can't get there because the pressure is too much? So scientists just take these little bits and pieces of fact, put it together to form a hypothesis that we teach as fact.
Alright, bro, the Earth is flat, the sun right there, and the moon right there. Ain't that joint supposed to be on the other side of the planet? Like, what? Unless we're in the dome. And God made the firmament and divided the waters under the firmament from the waters above the firmament. So all this blue in the sky is water that you can't fly through. There is no outer space, and we've never been anywhere but here. That's why they said they lost the tapes from the moon landing. Just a whole bunch of cap.
I'm gonna really drive this home for the last 3 minutes. Einstein, Hubble, Hawking, Arthur Eddington, you name them, Wolfgang Pauli, they all explain you can't prove that the Earth is moving from the Earth. You cannot, including stellar aberration. And they will tell you point blank that they can create a model for you that explains alleged parallax, which doesn't actually happen, retrograde motion, stellar aberration, all in a geocentric model with the Earth stationary. And you cannot prove that it's spinning or revolving on the Earth itself. It's impossible. Stephen Hawking in 2007 explained it, quoting Einstein from his writings in Special and General Theory of Relativity, his paper on the combined two theories, explaining that you cannot prove that the Earth is spinning. They choose to believe in the Copernican principle because they have a religion. That triggers people because they think they hate religion, they hate God oftentimes. But that is a religion. It's a belief system built upon the doctrine of men, void of empirical, verifiable evidence, and in fact contrary and antithetical to the actual evidence. Despite what the evidence says, I just now read him point blank say it can never be disproven. We disregard that possibility because of the horror of a special and unique position. Right? And I have plenty of quotes here from geocentrists or heliocentrists explaining you can never prove it. You can't prove that the earth is that the earth is not stationary. But we don't want to believe that because that would mean the earth is special. So then what do? We go look out at the background distribution, the energy coming away from the earth. It shows the earth's in the center. So what do? They call it the axis of evil. And then they come up with a new idea. Well, oh, it does look like we're the center, but that must mean that no matter where you are in the universe, it would look like you're in the center. Or we're just in the center. They don't want to say what it is because it has spiritual implications. It has philosophical ramifications. And that is that the earth had to be placed there. It has a special, unique position. They want to believe that there are a tiny speck of dust in an ever-expanding universe of nothingness where everything came from nothing and there's a pre-existing energy. But let's not talk about that part. Oh, lightning struck primordial soup and all this nonsense. And you know, why? That's a good question. Probably because they're scared of like moral accountability, I would guess. But this is the point. This is the problem. It's portrayed as science, and we're brainwashed and indoctrinated with this idea as if it is science, and it's proven, and it's not questionable. And you actually go look behind the curtain, it's philosophy. And they admit it. So that's why I gave the specific quotes, and it was walked past. It's the crux of the whole issue. There is a philosophy that leads to atheism and nihilism and materialism portrayed onto the world as if it is in fact scientific fact. You can't prove that the earth is moving. If the earth is a ball that spins, which it objectively isn't, we falsified it, everything gives us the illusion that it's stationary. And this is what all of the astronomers and astrophysicists say that gave you the current model.